Hey NJ babes, we're back with another Saige Soap Sunday and we're bringing you more holiday cheer. This is our soap winter peaks. And remember, if you're into soap making, like, comment, and subscribe. All soaps are available on SaigeSoaps.com. Our holiday specials are available on December 1st.
All right, guys, so let's get into making this soap. This soap we are making a little bit differently from our other videos. So we will be having a 3-layered effect in this soap. So I've split up my oils into 3 separate containers, and I did that with the lye as well. Here I'm pouring in a titanium and lye mixture. The reason why I put my titanium dioxide in the lye is so that it becomes a much more vibrant white when it goes through saponification. And then I'm just mixing this. And then I'm going to pour it into our mold. That will be our first layer. All right, so the reason why we're making the soap 3 different soap batters is because we want a distinct layer in our soaps. And so when you make soap, it starts to go through saponification immediately. And so it hardens up. And we don't want our soaps to harden up at the same time. We want them to harden up at different times so that we can achieve the soap effect that we want to achieve. Well, the layered effect that we want to achieve. All right, so here I'm going to be pouring 1/3 of our fragrance oil into this part of the soap batter. And then I'm going to quickly stick blend and then pour it into our soap molds. All right, so the white will be the base of our soap design. And you can see here, I'm just pouring into the bottom of our soap molds. And then we're gonna move on to do our next layer. Okay, so our second layer is going to be a baby blue color. And while our first layer hardens up, we're going to make this layer. So the reason why we want the first layer to harden up is because we want this soap batter that we're making to sit right on top of it. We don't want it to mix into the white at all, so it needs to be hard in order for it to do that. Okay, so now we're going in with the lye solution for this part of the batter. And the way that you would make this soap, if your recipe called for 90 ounces of oil, you would just divide it by 3 because we have 3 separate layers, and that would be 30 ounces of soap each. You would also do that with the lye. So if you needed, let's say, 90 ounces of lye, because that's the only even number that can come to my head right now, it would be 30 ounces of lye each. That's not the recipe that I have for this soap, but it is just an example. All right, so now I'm going to go in and texture the white soap because I want this soap to have a particular look. So I'm just texturing it so that when I pour this soap on top, it'll go into the nooks and crannies and it will make the design that I want it to have. So in hindsight, I probably should have textured these a bit earlier because the blue soap is sitting, and as it sits, it does harden up a bit. So you'll see for the blue layer, I textured the blue tops first. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour the light blue layer on top of the white. I'm using a spatula to kind of brace the fall so that the peaks that I made in the white soap don't get ruined. And you can see that this soap is not as fluid as I would like it to be, but that is okay. For the next layer, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So as you can see, I have already textured those light blue tops before I even started making this soap, so that when this soap is done, I can immediately just go ahead and pour it right on top, and you'll see that it's going to be much more fluid. I would suggest that you use this technique instead of the one that I used for the baby blue on top of the white. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour the dark blue on top of the baby blue. And as you guys can see, it is much more fluid than the baby blue layer. I do think that the mica played a factor in it as well. I think this particular mica just accelerates the soap trace a little bit more than the dark blue one does. But yeah, so I'm going in, I'm pouring it on top using my spatula to brace the fall. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna texture our tops. All right, so now we're texturing our tops. I'm just using a mixture that I made of the white soap and the dark blue soap to create a nice pattern swirl on top. And then I'm gonna go in with my spoon and continue to texture. All right, so this is a mixture of 99% alcohol and mica. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the top. I was just having fun with this design. I thought it was very festive. And don't worry guys, the alcohol being used will evaporate out and it won't be in the final soap product. All right guys, so we're gonna let these soaps sit overnight for 18 to 24 hours, and then we're gonna come back the next day and we're gonna cut them. All right guys, so it is the next day and we are gonna cut these soaps. I cannot tell you how excited I am to cut these soaps. I barely slept because I was so excited. Y'all, I am so happy the way these turned out. Don't they look like mountains? Like, isn't it giving what it's supposed to give? It's giving winter peaks. It's giving snow. It's giving mountains. It's giving Arctic. It's giving North Pole. It's giving winter. It's giving holiday. It's giving.